What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having yourselves a fantastic Saturday and a great weekend so far. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I, of course, am your host, Jimmy Smith. And if you guys have any questions, any kind of comments, you can definitely throw them my way. But I was working on a few things. Going to have a guest on tomorrow. My buddy Evan, we were talking last week, and obviously we just kept going and wanted to talk about some of these free agents that are available. So tonight, we talked about this yesterday that we're going to get into a little bit of this. I was going to throw a couple graphics together, just take a little gander at what's going on out there in the free agency world. Now, we know the free agents that we have popped up that list there. You see that we have a bunch of unrestricted free agents. We have a few restricted free agents, and then a couple exclusive rights free agents. So a lot of those guys, don't see them coming back. We talked about this the last few days. Anybody wondering, restricted free agent just means if a team offers them something, we can match that offer or give them a tender, and then it turns into a conditional pick. If we don't sign them with an exclusive rights, you can give them a minimum based off of their 3 accrued seasons, a veteran or their 3-year veteran minimum contract. So that's a deal for Greg Ward and Alex Singleton. I think I would make 2 cheap contracts. So I wouldn't mind seeing those guys back. But the rest of them, it is what it is. We'll see. I like Mills, but yeah, we'll see. Don't go crazy. But if you heard anything about Slay trade, yeah, people always talk crazy stuff. I've heard Fletcher Cox. People just don't really understand the salary cap. They don't understand when you do things like that they have effects on the salary and things like that. So no, those guys won't be going anywhere. But there are some free agents available on the offensive side of the ball that I did want to get into a little bit. I'm going to talk with my buddy tomorrow, have his thoughts on the matter, but wanted to see what your guys' thoughts were. We've talked about a lot of these names, from anywhere from quarterback to running backs to receivers to tight ends. We know that this is a whole new system, and we talked about all of the guys that we're going to be getting rid of. A lot of people, we don't, the salary cap. Look, man, right now we're about $43 million in the hole. Depends if that cap goes up. Right now they have it at 180. That'd be great if it went up to 185, but we'll see what happens. But that's more money for us. Anyways, we keep letting go of guys. We released Deshaun Jackson. We talked about that. That's going to happen. After June 1st, you're going to see Malik Jackson, Alshon Jeffrey cut. You're going to see Zach Ertz is probably going to be gone. I don't know what's going to happen with Jason Kelce. There's a lot of guys that we've talked about. Derek Barnett, he's owed $10 million. He would have no dead money, even though we have no problem taking on dead money this year. So we'll see. Need to go safety and bring in a vet behind her. Yeah, we need a lot of things on defense, but on the offensive side of the ball, yeah, of course. Dickey says here that Deshaun Jackson stole so much money. Yeah, really did. We had some hopes that he would come in here. Then when we drafted Rager, hopes that he would be able to teach him up. Once again, got hurt. So we were cursed by injuries, and it's just been very, very unfortunate. So, yeah, we need a backup for a lot of guys, and we're going to need to get younger. So some of these guys, I just threw them together just for names for everybody to look at, just to see who is actually out there. But you see some quarterbacks here that I've mentioned, Jacoby Brissett being one, obviously familiar with Nick Sirianni. I think he would be a good fit. Same with Tyrod Taylor. Ryan Fitzpatrick wouldn't be too bad, or Cam Newton. These guys aren't guys I think that would be the starter of the team. I think Jalen Hurts is QB1. You bring in a guy to compete and be a veteran leader for them. There's a bunch of names on this list right here that, obviously I could care less about, but they would be intriguing. Joe Flacco, Jameis Winston, obviously are popular names. But Joe Webb, we all remember him. We know Colt McCoy, Andy Dalton. But Dak Prescott, he's on there. That's a very intriguing situation with the Cowboys. That's not a name I think we are going to be interested by. But I wasn't going to leave anyone off these lists just due to not having interest. The only people I did leave off these lists were Philadelphia Eagles because, well, I already showed you those guys. If you missed that at the beginning of the video, these are our unrestricted, restricted, and exclusive rights free agents. We're going to have a big, big, big turnaround here. And I'm okay with that, dude. I really think that, this is something we talked about. And with the new coaching staff, definitely something that's, going to happen. So I'm excited for it, guys. I will not be negative Nancy about this team. I get it. I didn't want Carson to go down like that. I didn't want Doug Peterson to go down like that. I didn't want any of these things to happen like this. So I hate it, but it's all about the logo for me. So I just want to hope the best for this team. Hope that Jalen Hurts keeps improving, and hope that Nick Sirianni is a good coach and we add the right pieces. So that's what we're talking about. Tyrod Taylor is a similar play style to Hurts, so that seems like a good fit. It does. And I think, we've mentioned these names throughout the last couple of weeks, and I think that Tyrod Taylor, I'll bring this list back up. I think he's really, a perfect fit. Same with Jacoby Brissett. I think, he's somebody that also, fits that mold. And I'm not sure if, that's the kind of play style we're going to have, but I'm kind of excited about it. The RPO, running the ball all the time. You saw what Sirianni did with Nyheim Hines, Jonathan Taylor, and they would have done more with Marlon Mack. That would have been a three-headed beast. So intriguing to see what they'll do here. What's going on, Malcolm? Yeah, Ryan Fitzpatrick. You guys both naming him here. Eli, Malcolm agreeing. Yeah, Ryan Fitzpatrick's another one that, he's a gunslinger. He's exciting to watch. I think he would be a good teacher. So that's some good names to go through there. Then when you're looking at running back, and I'm going to have a show about all these guys tomorrow. We're going to get Evan's thoughts, but I do want to run through these. But if you have any thoughts, any people you see from here that you like, keep them coming, dude. You see the running backs. There is a slew of running backs out there. We've talked about a lot of these names. Marlon Mack being one. Obviously, any guys that are familiar with Indianapolis or any of these coaches in San Diego or maybe at Kansas, wherever they were with some of these coaches, doesn't matter. But yeah, it makes it more intriguing. We see a lot of great names on there. Aaron Jones, man, could you imagine? I don't know if we have the money to pluck someone like him or Chris Carson. But, some of these other backs like a Tevin Coleman, maybe he would come. Kalen Ballage, he was a hard runner. There's a lot of very intriguing names here. Le'Veon Bell's older, but he's on there. James Conner, think the Pittsburgh Steelers may be ready to move on from him. I think Gus Edwards might be a restricted free agent, but that's another intriguing name out there on the list. I think also the same goes for Philip Lindsay on that. But regardless, a lot of names out there. Frank Gore, greatest Eagle of all time. He's on that list. Kenyon Drake, another very intriguing one. James White, pass catching back. So, a lot of names out there, guys. Fitzmagic and be a definite mentor. Yeah, I think, he would definitely be a good one. Gus Edwards to Philly. I think that would be a very nice 1-2 punch. We've talked about a lot of these names in the draft, but free agency is also another place to go. A fan favorite from years ago, Josh Adams is sitting up there. I think he's a restricted free agent as well, though. Matt Breida, an intriguing name, but he kind of fell off with the Dolphins there. Injuries didn't help him. Jerick McKinnon, injuries as well, but he is a very fast young man. So some very intriguing names there when it comes to quarterback, running back. Then there were some tackles. We have it. Lane Johnson getting a little older in age, but he's still one of the best in the business. And then you talk about the battle over at left tackle we're going to have with Mailata and Dillard. So some of these names probably irrelevant, but if you're looking to add any kind of depth, there was some definite names out there. Some of these guys are definitely going to be going places to become starters. But you never know if you get a Moton, maybe an older Newhouse to come be some depth at this tackle position. That would intrigue me. But yeah, you saw some of these names that were thrown out there. Rick Wagner getting released. So there's definitely some names out there. Villanueva, he started out here as a defensive end, then was a tackle forever for the Steelers. So that's great. Last 10 damn years. But then you're looking at the guard position inside the line now. I think, we talk about Brandon Brooks, his injury history, but he's one of the best as well. But then Sayamalu, is he staying at guard? Is Kelsey going to retire? Are we going to move Sayamalu in? Urbig, you got Driscoll on this line. There's so many people at tackle guard, versatile guys that can move around as well. So if you're looking for any kind of depth here, or maybe even a starter, and Ayupati, who used to be one of the best in the business, still really doing it. John Feliciano on there. There's a lot of guys that definitely intrigue me. So, I definitely think we should add some depth to this line. But I think in the draft is where we're going to be focusing on a lot of these positions. So kind of just trying to breeze through this real quick, give you a little preview of what's going on. But you see here, center, man, I really hope that we don't have to worry about this. We have had the luxury of having a guy, after setting the records that we did last year. What was it, like 13 different starting lines in 1 year? That's insane, man. But Jason Kelce, always there, dude. And you got to love the man. Over 100 games of the Iron Man straight. But hey, look, if he retires, I understand it. Doesn't want to go through what's ahead. But there's some nice names out there, man. Maybe Gersu, he kind of struggled with the Bears there. And you never know what the second chance with some of these guys could do. Shipley, Skura, maybe David Andrews, Joe Looney. There's definitely some names that intrigue me on there. But then you're looking at the tight ends. Look, I would love to add some of these guys because, Zach Ertz probably isn't going to be here. Let's be real with ourselves. Talked about this over and over again. He is going to be one of those guys that's probably gone. I think that he can be replaced definitely with one of these guys on the list. But in the draft, it would be very intrigued to see if we don't get Chase or Devontae Smith, if we would maybe take Kyle Pitts, trade back and take Kyle Pitts. I don't know what exactly we would do there, but there's definitely some nice tight ends in this draft. So a little bit intrigued to see what we do at that position. But, when it comes down to the draft, I don't know if you necessarily just need Pitts, but it's guys like Freiermuth, Brevin Jordan, Hunter Long out there. I think those are guys, obviously I would like to see with Dallas Goedert, but Jonnu Smith, Trey Burton coming home, obviously familiar with Nick Sirianni as well. You've got some guys on there. Dan Arnold, I thought, did pretty well in Arizona. So a third tight end, Hunter Henry, I think he'll maybe get some more money than we'll be able to dish out to him, but you never know. You never know. But I would like to have somebody like that on this team. I'll be real with you. Jordan Reed, he was one of the premier guys back in the day, but he still produces. We talk about having a third tight end, someone like Richard Rodgers, maybe re-signing, but hey, Jordan Reed, maybe. I would rather have Richard Rodgers, to be real with you. He knows the system, and I really like him. Dependable. As a third tight end, I think you get a tight end 2, and you'd be set. Trey Burton, somebody I've talked about. Bring him on back. Another tight end 3 that I would be more than okay with. Knows the old trick plays, and I think Sirianni is going to bring a lot of that to the offense. So excited about that, and would happily take Trey Burton back. Now, to get to the receivers, this is the longest damn list. There's a lot. And there are a lot that make your mouth water and wish that you could have them, and we probably will not be able to get them. But that's all right. You see guys like Chris Godwin. Oh, my God. Kenny Golladay, Allen Robinson. Corey Davis is somebody. Same with Will Fuller. I would be really, really intrigued to see. But, I think they're going to get that money. Not so much Corey Davis, but Will Fuller has proven he can do his damn thing. He's a speedster, but he's pretty damn good all over the field. So, be surprised there. But Juju, T.Y. Hilton is somebody we've talked about, a veteran that would maybe come here on the cheap to play with Nick Sirianni. Then you see guys like Larry Fitzgerald and A.J. Green there. Definitely much older. I don't know if Fitz would play for anyone else or just retire with Arizona. We'll see. But he is at the ripe age of 97 still playing, so that's wild. But you see a lot of guys on that list. John Ross, that goes to show you speed doesn't mean anything because – it does. I like guys with speed, but it doesn't mean everything. So everybody freaking out about some of these guys that don't have 4.3 speed in this draft, like Jamar Chase or Devontae Smith. I think you need to take it back a notch here because there's some guys here that aren't exactly in that 4.3 range, and they're pretty damn good. So, but guys that are fast, you got Demarcus Robinson on there, Curtis Samuel's on there. He's somebody I would like to have. Kendrick Bourne's on there. Somebody that Darius Slay always shows love to, Jamal Agnew, had him in fantasy once. He is I play with defensive players, so he was somebody I used because he returned the ball, got return points, but also somebody that, was on offense at times. So you see him on offense now, considered a receiver, but at the end there you see Zach Pascal, who is a restricted free agent. I would like to have someone like him brought over from the Colts. That would be nice. And then Tim Patrick, also restricted. Both guys, I don't know if their teams will let them go, though. So not sure. And then an exclusive rights free agent, Alan Lazard. I think the Packers would be morons not to bring him back, and I think they will do that. But yeah, Rashard Higgins is on there. That's a nice one. I would definitely take that. John Ross, not really sure what he would do for this offense. I'm more intrigued to see what Quez Watkins or John Hightower would do. But yeah, there's definitely some names that are popular on this list. Philip Dorsett, another popular one. Tavon Austin, Mohamed Sanu. These guys I'm not very intrigued by, much older, and we are trying to get younger. So, yeah, a lot of older names as you see here. Danny Amendola, Cordero Patterson. Willie Snead's an intriguing one. Brashard Perriman. I don't know. Maybe Marvin Jones. There's some ones that would provide a veteran presence. I think we wanted that on this team, and we didn't really get that. We'll see what we get in this draft, though. So it'll be very exciting when it comes draft time, but some of these free agents will be added, and I'll be excited to talk with my buddy Evan tomorrow. But creating cap space is what we are doing. But I see a lot of questions out there as to why we're not cutting more people at certain times. That's because certain people, it doesn't matter when you cut them. Some, it does matter. Some people you want to know before the draft. Some people you don't. So it's just different things going on here, guys. But we'll keep you in the loop, let you know what's going down. That's pretty much all I wanted to go through tonight. Not much going on in the world, but I will have my guest on tomorrow. So I will see you then. Not exactly set on a time exactly here, so I don't want to give you anything, but I'll let you know tomorrow. Hope you guys are having a great weekend so far. If you need anything, please reach out, whether it be about football, anything, doesn't matter. Have a good one, guys. I'm going to get rolling, though. As always, go!